The Jewish National Fund, or Keren Kayemet LeIsrael as it is known in Israel, is Israel's leading environmental organization, charged with the sustainable development of the land of Israel to ensure a clean, healthy, and productive future for all of its citizens. For more than 109 years, the Jewish National Fund has been the vital link between the land, the citizens of Israel, the Jewish people, and friends of Israel around the world. In the 20th century, JNF bought barren land and made it productive, created agricultural communities, planted forests, and then discovered ways to conserve, maintain, rehabilitate, and maximize Israel's scarce water resources. But the story of the Jewish National Fund is not only about making the land more sustainable and productive, it is about Tikkun Olam, the Jewish concept of improving the world. From helping to develop biological methods, combating insect infestations, and investing in 21st century nanotechnology, to ensuring an adequate supply of fresh, clean water, the JNF has been instrumental in making Israel a better place to live for all. For those in Israel looking to escape the stress of everyday life, the JNF has created thousands of picnic and recreational areas around the country, accessible to all. And for those who seek a healthy, active lifestyle, there are hundreds of kilometers of trails and scenic routes for hiking and biking. In the south, in the Negev and Arava deserts, farmers and scientists are working together with the JNF to roll back the desert. With our help and expertise, while using less water, they are growing new crops especially suited to the increasing interest in healthier food around the world. Our infrastructure projects have laid the foundations for the establishment of farmsteads, villages, and towns to accommodate the waves of a new generation of Israelis. Throughout the central and northern parts of the country, we have rehabilitated streams and created new ecosystems where once there was desolation, pollution, and erosion. And by safeguarding and investing in Israel's natural habitats, such as the Hula Valley Bird Sanctuary, we are also helping to protect indigenous and migratory wildlife, and also providing care and rehabilitation to threatened species, a challenge that JNF has taken on as the guardian of Israel's ecological diversity. And while preparing hundreds of thousands of acres of land as the bedrock of a growing modern Jewish state, the Jewish National Fund has also been fostering an environment of cooperation by sharing its expertise and environmental knowledge with countries around the world. JNF has helped countries like Rwanda and Indonesia, the country with the world's largest Muslim population, eradicate tree-killing insects, deal with reforestation, and enhance agricultural efficiency, technology that is bringing hope and opportunity to peoples everywhere. As a recognized NGO by the United Nations, Jewish National Fund was an official participant at the 2009 Conference on Climate Change in Copenhagen. The Jewish National Fund is also committed to strengthening a love of Israel, its ecology, history, and heritage, bringing a passion for eco-Zionism to new generations of world Jewry through its development of educational materials in numerous languages for schools around the world. To further this goal within Israel, the JNF has expanded its educational activities, introducing exciting and meaningful programs to teach children about ecology and to instill in them a healthy respect for the environment in which they live. All of these achievements belong to each and every one of us, because without your help and the help of all our friends and supporters around the world, none of it could happen. These are just some of the extraordinary undertakings of the Jewish National Fund. And JNF has risen to the challenge time and time again, and as it has done over the last 109 years, so it will continue to do for the next century. Keeping Israel's natural and cultural heritage alive has long been part of JNF's role as caretaker of the land. But it is the pioneer spirit of the people of Israel that has made it all possible. Sarah Vered, this year's Negev Dinner honoree, is one such pioneer. Her extraordinary story mirrors that of the State of Israel. Her choice of projects this year reflects her deep bond with Israel, both past and present. a bond that has lasted a lifetime and will leave a lasting legacy for generations to come.
The Ottawa Jewish community is a remarkable community, and truly we are thankful for all the efforts that the members of the Jewish community that they do for the Jewish people of the world.
The Vereds have shown tremendous leadership in forming the foundations of the Jewish community. I mean, they came some years ago, and it's people like the Vereds who've helped to create this uniqueness to Ottawa.
My mother is a typical matriarch of a very successful family business, and together with my father, they built up a business, and they built it from scratch. And I do remember meeting people that knew my parents when they only owned a wheelbarrow.
My mother has, by her strength of character, passion, and goodwill, has significantly added value to Israel and Canada. This value has been created by her numerous initiatives, her unselfish desire to share her knowledge and time with others.
This is a dimension that Sarah has felt passionately about, trying to say, look, there's another side of Israel which is unique and which we want to share with you and show that this is a unique people with a tremendous culture and a tremendous history.
My mother is a remarkable person and a lady that cannot stand still. So at 80 years old, she's still organizing trips to Israel in order to show to people her knowledge of Israel, in order that people can experience an unbelievable experience from somebody that was part of the creation of Israel.
These two projects, I think, really encompass what Sarah Vered is all about. The history, the knowledge, the love of Israel, the love of the land, and JNF somehow blends all these aspects of Sarah's affections and Sarah's background.
The first project, which is the smaller component but an important component, is for the Ron Kochba lookout.
The memorial up north reflects a commitment that Israel's youth has to the country with their heart, soul, and blood.
She herself experienced what it was like fighting for the land, fighting for the people of Israel. The fact that the crash occurred there is perhaps is what we should all be reminded about, that there is this other dimension to Israel, and we should not forget that. Sarah, being a Sabra and being in the 48 war, I think was a tremendous supporter of Ben Gurion. And I think when the opportunity came to resurrect and develop the gardens around Ben Gurion's heritage property, this to her, I think, had such appeal because it encompassed her history, her background. I think it brought back a lot of memories of Zionism and how the whole country was established.
And to be able to assist in the real history and to ensure that Israelis and people from around the world understand how Israel was created, I think she really wanted to make sure that that would continue on and people could understand. Because unfortunately so much history is lost, and we have a responsibility to ensure that people remember what transpired.
Ben Gurion really is the spiritual leader of Israel. His vision is what represents Israel at its best, and for her it was very significant.
Leaders of the world still visited this cabin and participated with Ben Gurion in formulating a lot of history for both Israel and the world. And now it's become a center for education, which is important for all of the country. And it's important that people get to understand what all the JNF does. And actually by combining these two projects, you're talking about two ends of the country, and JNF is there for the country.
JNF and Israel are intertwined from the origins of the state. It represents, again, one of the ideologies of Israel.
But more importantly, it's an opportunity for JNF and for the family to show the benefits of JNF to Israel.
I think the JNF, this wonderful event, and the causes we are supporting tonight in many ways personifies my mother. I've always been of the opinion that one's environment affects the person, and in turn the person impacts the environment.
My mother always strives to help us ensure the future by bridging the past with the present. And really that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to, all of us, remember the past, be committed in the present to ensure a better future. And I think that's what she's trying to do.
I can imagine 2,000 years from now, people remembering this period of time where Israel, facing immense odds and challenges, was a beacon of democracy and human values. It gives me great joy as a son to think that my mother was a creation of this period of time, and at the same time, directly impacted it in such a great and positive way, both here in Canada and in Israel.